Yeah, I'm kind of with Grant on that too, Tex. I'm not going to go crazy. I'll say by 2022, that's when the Mavericks are going to be in the best position to win their title. I don't know, unless something crazy happens. Mark Cuban pulls a miracle, and we get Kawhi Leonard, and we get someone else, and we win the next 10 titles.
What's going on,
So,
Sono?
yeah, what's up, Sono? How are you feeling, Sono, about that? Are you heartbroken? Is it kind of like, whatever? You're used to heartbreak in New York? Fill us in. What's your thought process right now, Sono?
Welp.
Well,
and that sums it up, folks.
that is rough. That is rough.
We'll still get a good player. What, the Knicks are 2 or 3?
But also, too, you're not. I don't feel like it's a 100% certainty that Zion ends up in New Orleans. I don't feel like it's 100% certainty. I'm not saying it could be.
What would they do? How would they go about? Like, do you think they trade the pick? Do you think they draft him and trade him? Do you think they'd wait a while?
Okay, so what if Anthony Davis indicates to you that he's willing to mend the fences and all that and get along with you now if you're willing to build a team around him? Would you say that you agree that Anthony Davis is better and will always be better than Zion, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. 100%.
So if he indicates that, would you maybe think about packaging that Zion to bring in a multitude of talent?
If Anthony Davis came up to me and he said, "Hey, listen, trade Zion for this person, this person, this person, and I will sign a 8-year deal to stay on the team," I would say, "All right, it's done."
See, AD says he's still. See, that's what bothering me a little bit about the situation is because AD can say whatever he wants, but the especially now, New Orleans holds all the cards. Like, he can say what he wants to say, but they hold all the cards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get they're not going to want to hold on to him and potentially lose him to for nothing, but they hold, like, come on, bro. Like, bro.
I mean, let's be honest. If things go south and the Lakers pick up Davis and Kawhi somehow, then all our talk about Rockets and Mavs is going to be kaput because we're just going to have to deal with the Warriors 2.0.
See, that I that trade right there to me just doesn't. I feel like Anthony Davis is a legit generational talent, and oh man, I don't see any trade really that's worth it. You're gonna have to get 2 number 1 picks, and then you take basically all the Lakers, like Lonzo and what's the Ingram guy, I guess, and I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
I would if I was the Lakers. I would trade AD for if I could get Lonzo, Kuzma, and Ingram. Like, if I could get their whole entire young core plus a first rounder, 2 first rounders, and maybe I'd do it. Other than that, I mean, okay, and let them sit, man. And then just wait till maybe the very, very end when you need to trade them, and then just trade them for something.
Yeah, definitely don't feel like you're held hostage by him for sure. Lonzo, Kuzma, and Ingram would deplete the Lakers, but they would deplete them. But it's Anthony Davis, though. That's what I'm saying. New Orleans got to go into negotiations saying you're fucking getting Anthony Davis. Like, come on.
And they'll get some free agents too once they see Anthony Davis and LeBron there.
Yeah,
some people. But I agree. It's a lot to give up on the Lakers side, but
true.
And you never know.
I mean, and you never know. They could just go ahead and They could just Anthony Davis say, you know what? The thought of playing with Zion. If y'all can convince one of these other free agents to come, we have a team. I don't know. Maybe.
Stranger things have happened.
That's the most out of all the people that could have got the first pick. I think that one's the most intriguing of possibilities. I feel like all the other ones, it's a lock. 100% Zion's going there. I still think Zion goes to New Orleans, but I'm going to say there's just a slim, mini chance that something crazy happens.
Wouldn't be surprised if I think LeBron goes 1-2 or 1-1. He goes to the title twice, goes 1-1 before his career's over.
Dolan is going to sell his soul for Kyrie and KD, so we could have a AD to the man. That'd be jeez.
I don't think
KD can handle, and I would think KD can
KD and
recognize.
Kyrie, they would not get along.
I don't think I don't think KD can handle New York. He's weak mentally.
I mean, we don't think KD could handle New York. You think Kyrie could handle New York? He could barely
I mean,
handle.
he
He
just took
could.
on he just took on Boston.
Yeah, and
Boston
he
similar.
completely just dropped the ball there. He's acting like he doesn't give a shit about the
Yeah.
organization or the playoffs. He's like, oh, well, we lost. Whatever. I don't care. It's like I wouldn't want him on my team.
Yeah.
The only team that I think right now should be like, hey, you know what? Let's get Kyrie. I think this is a good idea. Would be the Lakers because at least LeBron kind of knows how to corral him and work with him.
Yeah. You get, man, think if they somehow were able to get Kyrie and then trade all those assets to get AD, then you just basically just got to fill, kind of like what they did with the Heat. You basically just had 3 players, then you had to fill in the rest with minimum guys.
Oh my God.
You didn't answer Texas' question.
How many titles does Luka win with the Mavs?
Bro, don't even.
With the Mavs?
Don't even.
You can't. It's way too early to tell. He's a rookie. That's like asking how many titles is freaking what's his face gonna win? Trae Young. I have no idea. I don't know what team he's gonna be surrounded with. I don't know if Porzingis is even gonna be able to be himself after this injury. Luka, something might happen, and then Luka might decide I don't want to play basketball.
So betting man, you're a betting man. Over under 1. Title.
That's a terrible over under. You got to do over under 2. You can't do over under 1.
2 titles is
over under 2. I say under 2. Over under 1 is
over under a half title.
Over under 1.5.
He gets 1.5 title. All right. Yeah. So, so your solution to the Rockets, I know we got sidetracked again, is very much Capella takes off.
Get good, Capella.
Get
please.
good.
He's good. I have been the biggest defender of Clint Capella throughout his time at the Rockets. I was defending him when he was playing like shit in our series, the series where he had his infections. But against the Warriors, it was really, I couldn't think of a good defense for him. I don't know what happened. He just didn't play very well. But I think if Capella plays well, if the Warriors end up losing Kevin Durant, then I think we have a chance at beating them.
Yeah,
at winning a title. A chance.
How old is Harden?
Like a year older, like 28, 29. I think, no, he might be younger than me. I think he's around 28.
Well, I mean, he's getting that age.
He's getting. That's why I'm
there.
saying our title window, I think, is next year. I think if we don't win a title next year, then movement needs to happen. And also, they're talking about, I mean, Jimmy Butler might be a free agent. They're talking about the Rockets trying to get Jimmy Butler.
How?
Well, for one thing, we're paying Capella a lot of money.
I'm trying to get rid of him.
We would have to get rid of a bunch of key pieces, which is why I was really hesitant when they were saying, "Oh, let's trade for Jimmy Butler." It was like getting rid of Tucker, getting rid of a bunch of really key guys. But if we don't need to defend Kevin Durant anymore,
true. Now I appreciate you stopping by, Sono. Hopefully you have a good night.
Sounds good, Sono. Recover from the Knicks. Y'all get a good draft pick. I think y'all are gonna get a good guy in the draft.
You know my feelings on D'Antoni. Do you truly believe that the Rockets can believe that they can win a championship with him as the coach? You believe that?
The numbers just have to check out. Literally every single time we face the Warriors, we have crapped the bed and haven't played.
But doesn't that fall? But doesn't that fall under a coach though? They doesn't. Do you? Okay, let me ask this question. Do you think? And this is obviously Popovich, one of the greatest coaches. But do you think if Popovich was the Houston y'all's head coach, do y'all think y'all would have been able to get past the Warriors at least once?
Absolutely not.
What?
Because the style that we have to play to beat the Warriors, Popovich would not play.
I think Popovich as your head coach this year would have got y'all with KD out and with Steph not playing great until the final couple minutes. I honestly think y'all would have got past them.
Maybe if we had a different team.
I think y'all's biggest problem is your coaching. Like, I feel like he is a great offensive mind and all of this stuff, but he doesn't. That's it. The Rockets don't play defense.
We played excellent defense this year.
Okay, but when it came down to crunch time, a defensive tactician coming up with a play to stop Steph Curry, did it
We
happen?
stopped Steph
No.
Curry for a whole entire half, and you're not going to do any better than that. You're not going to be able to beat
But he
Steph Curry. Houston, when it comes to defensive efficiency, we were right in the middle. We were number 16 in the league.
you just said they're great.
That's
Being
great.
in the middle
Okay,
is not
compared
great.
to-
Being in the
compared
middle is
to
not great.
how-
Being in the
compared to-
middle is not great.
Compared to how everyone was like, oh my God, the Rockets are trash. They can't play any defense. Number 16 ain't bad.
Being in the middle, though, there's 16 teams in the playoffs, right? So if you're in the middle, you're the worst team in the playoffs. Is that
We
what
were
I'm
right
going
with
by?
Golden State. Golden State was number 15. They beat us
But-
by .01.
So
did Brooklyn.
you're saying that the Rockets have a good defense, knowing that never mind. I can't go down that route. I truly believe if D'Antoni's not the head coach and y'all were able to bring in a Rick Carlisle, that would
No.
give y'all Rick Carlisle, far better coach than D'Antoni ever will be. If y'all were able to bring in, I don't know who else is out there. I mean, those are the only Popovich and Carlisle.
I don't think we could bring another coach in because I think that, okay, first of all, Rick Carlisle. All right, who did he coach before the Mavs?
The Pistons
The Pistons.
and the Pacers, right?
Did he coach the Pistons when the Pistons were good?
No, I think he leave the Pistons and then it came Brown and then the Pacers, right? Didn't he
All
go
right, so-
Pistons, Pacers? I think something
So
like that.
could we argue that Rick Carlisle was carried by a once in a lifetime talent, aka Dirk, just like the whole entire city of Dallas was carried by Dirk?
No,
Because he's had one championship, and let's see, other than that one championship, Dallas has done a great job of choking in the playoffs.
No, we haven't. No, we
We
won a
believe
championship
Warriors.
though. We learned from our mistakes, and we won. We conquered. It took Carlisle coming in to do it. It's exactly what happened with the Warriors. The second that Kerr becomes a coach, and what's the other guy's name
Mark
that left?
Jackson.
They win a fucking title. He was
All right,
holding
so
them back.
Let's say
It's the same. It's
let's
the
say
same
that
thing with Carlisle.
D'Antoni gets one championship next year with the Rockets. Is D'Antoni
He won't.
officially an excellent coach?
There's a 0%
Let's
chance
say he
that
does.
happens.
In fairy tale land, D'Antoni championship. Is he a amazing coach?
Yeah,
Just because of that.
Let's
Just
just
because
say
of
in fairy tale land where I have $1 bajillion in the bank and
That'd be
your
great.
glasses don't glare, then we will
Personal
call
attacks. I feel personally attacked here.
we will say he's a great coach. So Carlisle is easily a top 5 coach in the NBA right now.
If he's
The
a
bro-
top 5 coach in the NBA, y'all would have made the playoffs.
Okay, so
Since Luka is so amazing.
but it's bro. The fuck did the Cavaliers make the playoffs in LeBron's rookie year? Come on, bro.
Well,
Like,
they
what are you
didn't.
talking about?
But the
Okay,
Cavaliers at that point didn't have a top 5 coach in the league.
then they had a pretty good coach in what was it? Oh, what was his name? What's his name? Shoot, I can't remember a damn name. But he was a good coach.
Who was the coach?
Oh, it was Avery Johnson, top 5. I mean, Avery Johnson's I would honestly, and I'm going to say this is going to anger you, Lax. I put Avery Johnson and D'Antoni in the same tier of coaching level.
God.
Avery Johnson won a crap ton of games. Avery Johnson, as a head coach, won a crap ton of
All right,
games.
actually,
They couldn't win in the playoffs.
What
So
we're gonna do?
neither can D'Antoni. He couldn't
You
do
know-
it with the Suns.
you know-
He can't do it with the
Here,
Rockets.
What I want you to do for me is I want you to pull up Rick Carlisle's stats. Upon looking at the coaches in the NBA right now, I actually agree with y'all. Rick Carlisle is probably a top 5. I'd put him at number 4. I think.
His
out of all the
I know
coaches.
what you're gonna pull out, his win-loss record and stuff, but
I just want to see.
What
I just want to compare it. I think.
what I think
he's
the
better.
Rockets
He's a better
truly-
coach. He's a better coach than D'Antoni.
he's
a better
far
coach.
better. He's far
But
better.
I want to take a look at the win-loss record
Because
just so
he
we have it.
actually develops talent. If D'Antoni doesn't, so what you're saying,
Oh, D'Antoni doesn't. Amari Stoudemire, that Suns team. You're telling me that Suns team was in no part due to Mike D'Antoni?
that was
That was a great Suns team.
it was, but they didn't like
You
he
can't-
didn't.
You can't just
They
say
didn't
because
win
of
any.
one title that someone wins that they are the way
Okay,
better
so
of a
are
coach.
are you gonna say D'Antoni's gonna? Is D'Antoni going to develop Capella into the player he needs to be?
Capella? No.
Okay,
I
then
don't think
I
Rick
feel like
Carlisle developed
I
Dirk
yeah
though.
he didn't develop Dirk because Dirk was an MVP when he came to the damn team. That
Then
makes
who'd
no
he
damn
develop?
sense.
Who'd he
He
develop?
dev- he developed the rest. He developed the rest of the team to scheme around what we had with Dirk. That's what Avery Johnson couldn't do. We had Dirk playing at the elite level, but they couldn't get the guys around to play at what Dirk needs for that team to win. Carlisle comes in, he does it. Like, come on, man.
I want to take a
I
look at the head coaching records, please.
Donnie Nelson built Dirk, yeah, but Dirk, like, it's
All right, I'll look.
I don't feel like D'Antoni is. I guess you throw Stoudemire out there. I just feel like Stoudemire was more of a product of that system, and that's why I don't think he truly developed him. He was an elite level athleticism that could dunk the ball, and in D'Antoni's system with Nash, I don't think he developed his talent.
But
I
that
think Stoudemire's talent schemed perfectly with that system.
so name me one player that Rick Carlisle's developed. Then give me
Well,
one. One
if
player.
Carlisle wasn't the head coach of the Mavericks, I truly don't. I don't believe Luka was as great as he was last year. If Carlisle wasn't the head
Yeah,
coach, I truly believe that.
that but that's your reasoning that Rick Carlisle developed a player on a team that went 33 and 49 and was fifth in their division and has missed the playoffs 3 straight years. And
Damn
the 3
good
years.
point.
Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look after the NBA championship, right? Y'all won an NBA championship. A beautiful, led by Dirk. Rick Carlisle did an excellent job. Since then, lost in first round, missed playoffs, lost in first,
Because
lost in
we
first, lost
literally
in first,
gutted the
playoffs,
team.
playoffs missed.
We
All
gutted
of
the
those.
team, though. Like, we gutted the team. Exactly what your Rockets are going to have to deal with soon whenever they realize they ain't going to win one. They're going to gut the team. Let's see how good D'Antoni is then. Don't get me started, Sonny boy. Oh, I'm heated now.
Other than the NBA championship, the furthest
That trumps everything though. You win an NBA championship, that makes you at a different caliber. If Tyronn Lue didn't win a championship with the Cavaliers, he's not even considered for some of these jobs. If the guy in Miami doesn't win the 3 that he won with them, he's not even doesn't even have a job right now. Probably winning a title automatically bumps you up to another level. Carlisle was already a really good but pre-championship. I give Carlisle maybe somewhat the same level as D'Antoni. He won a championship. Championship alone bumps you up another level. Period. It does.
I agree. I'm not saying he's not as good of a coach, but the argument of developing players.
That's what he's known for. He's known for getting. He doesn't bring in the players. He doesn't go. He's not a coach that goes out and brings in the players. He gets the players. He sees what he has. He develops them to the game plan that he sees that they best fit to. Period. The Mavericks were a competitive team this year. Solely, I truly believe, because of Carlisle. It's like just there isn't a world that I will ever want to live in that D'Antoni is considered on the same level as Carlisle. I do not want to live in that world.
You know, actually, when Carlisle was coaching Detroit and Indiana, he made it to the conference finals twice, which is really impressive. He actually, his first 4 seasons, he lost in the semis, the conference finals, and then semis. So he was.
He's a great coach. He's a great coach.
He was the coach of Indiana in 03-04? Was that when the Malice at the Palace? Was that around that time or no?
What? Ooh, that's a good one. I don't remember.
It was around that time because their roster, they had Ron Artest, they had good old Jermaine O'Neal, dude. He was a beast.
Oh, he was, man.
And they still had Reggie Miller too.
I used to love playing with Jermaine O'Neal in NBA games. He was like when he was like peak in performance, he was there was a couple year period in the NBA games that he was unstoppable. This is an interesting debate that they had on the radio here in Dallas a couple days ago, and it got really heated. I'm just curious about, is Reggie Miller overrated?
People never talk about him, so I would say no.
But when they do talk about him, they do talk about him as one of the all-time greats. But if you pull up his stats,
Let's pull him up.
his stats aren't like, oh my god, that's one of the best NBA players in the
Oh no,
history.
they're not. Yeah, he only
But he does
averaged
get talked
20
like that though.
plus 2 times.
When they, yeah, I know that's
Or
what. But what
no
he,
more,
but
more.
I think what saves him is his playoff heroic. I mean, he probably was one of the clutchest players of at least that generation.
It definitely helps when you have so many well-known. And the funny thing is, right? We're saying, "Oh, he's so clutch." Did he ever win a title? Nope.
True, but
Can he really
yeah,
be clutch if he never led his team to a NBA championship?
yeah, you have a point. Exactly why James Harden is a choker.